What is good, everybody? Y'all know who it is. It's Capital J Productions. I'm back with another video, and I'm gonna get right into it. Excuse me. This is about police brutality. I can't talk today. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you guys a story. It's one of the main stories that I went through real quick, and then I'm gonna give you my take on what I think about all this stuff that's going on. But I remember back when I was like, about 18, 19 years old. I was driving one day, right? I was driving I think it was from work. I had just got off of work, and I was riding in my car. And it's back when I had my car was dope back then. I had a Nissan, and it had rims on it, sound system. It was all tricked out. Okay. And so I'm driving my car, and next thing you know, the cops are behind me. They pull me over, right? I pull over. I'm doing the speed limit, like, I always, for the most part, at least back then, I drove the speed limit. I'm like, okay, what is these guys pulling me over? But so I pulled over to the right. Guys pulled me over. As soon as they get out of the car, the first thing they do is draw their guns, right? Both, the driver cop and the cop that was in the passenger seat. Both of them draw their guns and pointed at me and moved toward the car. So my first response, like, oh shoot, let me go ahead and put up my hands, so these guys won't shoot, because I know, even though I was young, but I just knew, like, I don't even know, like, how I knew to just put up my hands, like, just put them up and raise my hands, because nobody really taught me that. But that was what I did. I just was like, hey, let me just put my hands up and show these guys that, hey, I ain't trying to do nothing slick, So they come all the way up to the car with their guns drew, and once they realized, like, I wasn't gonna make no move, they put their guns away. They asked me for my my driver's license and registration to the car, and I never asked them why I was pulled over, because I mean, I really believed that I was just a young black guy driving a nice car, and they probably assumed that I was a drug dealer or gangbanger or something of that sort. So and of course they was two white cops, of course. So they go back to their car. They was there for like 20 minutes. They left me sitting in my car. They had nothing on me. I know they didn't have nothing on me, but I had graduated, and you know how when you graduate, how you put your tassel, your graduation tassel, on the rearview mirror. I had that, like, it's like on let me show you guys, like on this right here, like that. Yeah, I had it hanging on my rearview mirror. And so they gave me a ticket for that, like oh, it's it's in the way, it's they gave me a fix-it ticket. I'm like, how you gonna give me a ticket for that when I could just take it off? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can literally just take it off right here. You could just tell me to take the dang tassel off the rearview mirror. You don't have to write me a ticket for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but no, they gave me a ticket for it, and I went on by my way. But the thing about that experience, it taught me a lot, because the thing is, what if I would have moved my hand, or what if I would have went to go try to grab something or anything like that? What would have happened? And I know, just as a black man, I know what would have happened if I would have did something like that. I would have died. They would have shot the car up and just made some story up. I would have probably been on the news. They probably would have made some story up about how this black man was reaching for his gun to try to shoot at cops or whatever. the narrative would have been changed. The story would have been changed, you know. But the truth of the matter was, I never was a gangbanger. I never was a drug dealer. I was just a good guy, good, hard-working young man, you know, that just happened to have a nice car. But yeah, that's what happened, and that taught me a lot, you know. It taught me a lot about cops, and I went through quite a few other instances where I got done wrong, you know. Just, I'm talking about like snatched out of my car, put on the sidewalk for like 30-45 minutes. I've had one cop before, seemed like he was trying to break my wrist one time. I remember my first wife called the cops on me one day. That, like I said, I got all kind of stories, but she called the cops on me one day, and they came out, and this was like Long Beach police department. They came out, and you know, the guy put me in handcuffs and searched me, and he, you know, I remember he was like trying to twist my wrist, like he was trying to break my wrist, and I'm like I asked him, I'm like, what are you doing, man? Like I'm not resisting arrest, or I'm not doing anything, you know what I'm saying, to be treated like, I don't deserve to be treated like this. And he told me, he was like, this is just how I roll, this is how I do things. And of course they was all white. It was like 3 or 4 officers that day that, you know, and of course the other 2 or 3, they just sat there like dummies and didn't do anything, you know. They didn't say nothing to him, like, nah man, you know, nah, that's not cool. They might have said something afterwards, but afterwards it's too late, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's too late. What if the officer would have broke my wrist, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm kind of hardcore, so, you know, I ain't gonna cry or nothing like that. I'm just gonna be like, you know, I'm gonna handle my business. Like, I don't care if you a cop, I don't care if you the law, you above, you know, you think you above the law, whatever. No, I'm a human being first. I understand that. Just because you guys don't understand that don't mean that you know, I'm just gonna accept you to get, you know, accepted. I'm just gonna accept being treated like a piece of crap, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna do it, you know. I'm just, so, you know, I didn't really fight with him. I'm just, you know, I think he would have killed me, you know what I'm saying, if I would have fight with him. But I did ask him, like, dude, why are you doing this for? Like, I'm not resisting arrest or anything, and you trying to break my wrist, like, for what? Like, what's the point, you know? But so to hear about this George Floyd situation, and I'm talking about, this was like over 10 years ago, you know. Well, not 10, not that long, maybe about 8-7 years ago. A long time ago, you know, maybe about 10 years ago. So this whole cop problem it's been a problem for a very long time in America. It ain't nothing new, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think all black and Latino men know, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know how big of a problem it is, you know. So, you know, especially if you're a black man, you know. There's so many stories I could tell you guys about, you know, what I went through with cops, you know. But I remember I had one of my Latino friends. He ended up going into the police academy, and he became a cop. And I remember he told me, you know, after his academy was over and he graduated, we went to his graduation, and he told me, he was like, man, he was like we do racial profiling, like they teach us to do it, you know. Like, so, like, if you're a black male, you should probably change up the way you dress, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you in the hood area, whatever, if you in the ghetto neighborhood, you should change up your, you know, don't look like a thug, don't dress like a street dude, don't dress like a hustler. Change up and dress like a businessman or something. And I did it. I remember I used to kind of sort of dress up anyway all the time, but I fully went like over to dress, like wearing ties, and like in a lot of the videos you guys see me, that's how, you know, I started dressing back when I stayed in, like, you know, like in LA, like like off of Crenshaw. You know what I'm saying? I basically lived off of Crenshaw, and I was around that area. And anybody who knows that area you know what I'm saying, at least back in those days. Crenshaw seems to have changed a lot, you know, recently. But, you know, and I know because I've been out there not that long ago. But yeah, in that area back in what, like the 90s, man, cops was always over there, you know. So because it was a lot, you know, people always cruising. That's the street like to cruise and show off on, and everybody out there know that. So, you know, you get a lot of crazy activity over there. So I was just trying to show off my car. That's it. I wasn't really trying to, you know, fit in with anybody else. But still, when you are around that kind of people, you're gonna attract the wrong type of people. You know, it took me a while to learn that, but you know, but I did learn to dress differently. And once I did start dressing differently, things definitely changed. I stopped getting, you know, like cops don't even look my way. They're like, oh, okay. Because they know that any young man, any younger guy that dresses up in they don't have that kind of mentality. Like, so they don't even look your way. They won't even waste their time with you, because they're in their mind, hey, we're out here trying to catch somebody here. It's a numbered games to them. It's a numbers game to them. You know, they want to put as many people, you know, in prison as they can. That's their job. That's what they're doing, going around doing. So it's like, if you fit the narrative, if you look like a street thug, if you look like, you just gotta look like it. You ain't even gotta be one. If you black or Latino and you look like one, and you look like to the news that they can just put any old lie up and say that, hey, you look at this guy's a, you know, he's a thug because he got his pants sagging, he's wearing these Jordans, you know what I'm saying, they all blue, you know what I'm saying. They can lie, that they can put a lie on TV and convince people that guy was a thug, even though it's not true, that he wasn't a thug. And they do this all the time, you know. So twisting up the narrative. So if you change the narrative, if you take, you know, the power into your own hands and say, you know what, nah, I'm gonna change that. I'm going to stop dressing like that. I'm gonna start dressing different. Trust me, I've done it. I lived it. I've done it. You know, like right now I'm dressed down, you know what I'm saying? Because this is today is like my Friday. So I'm dressed down and I'm kind of dressed like street like, you know what I mean? Street like. So, you know, but most of the times I'm dressed up, you know, for my job. I have to, because I meet kind of, you know, I'm in the public's eye. So I, like in my job, I kind of have to dress up for the most part. But, you know, but I was doing it way before I went to business school. Even while I was in business school, I was, you know, I dressed like a businessman, because that's who I am. That's who I always saw myself, as a businessman. So you don't wait until you become a businessman to dress like one. You do it. You have to act now. Like, okay, this is who I am. This is what I want to be. So this is what I'm doing, type of thing. So yeah, but so my suggestions to you guys, if you like to dress street, if you like to dress black, I guess, or black culture, you just got to understand what comes with it when you go out into these streets. Understand that people they're only going to go by these right here, which is their eyes. That's it. They're going to judge you based off of what they see. So if you got tattoos on your face, you got tattoos everywhere, that's what they're going to do. They're going to judge. Like, man, and it's so bad. When you black, it's bad. Because even me, right? I work at my job. And even though you guys don't see no tattoos on my face, you don't see nothing. Like, I carry myself very classy, very highly, you know what I'm saying, like educated, and they still barely even accept me. And I still get treated, you know what I'm saying, like I still get treated like almost like I'm a thug or I'm one of them, you know what I'm saying, because they only see this first. They're looking at this first, which is I'm black. So just imagine if I would have went and got tattoos. Just imagine if I had tattoos on my face, or you know what I'm saying, or anything like that. They really would, really would be judged. But I probably would have never got this job, just being honest, because I see it and I can tell. You can tell when you black. You can tell. You can look at people and you just know. You just know. So you guys who black and Latino, you guys know what I'm talking about. Y'all know the look when people look at you. Other races of people look at you. Some people even at my job to this day, and I can tell by the look, they're like, what are you doing here? Like, you're black, you don't belong here, and I have to deal with that. But black people, we have to deal with that everywhere. That's what they don't understand. We're not really accepted anywhere. Like, cause I used to stay in Southern California, you know what I'm saying, in the hood neighborhoods. We're not even accepted in our own neighborhoods, and a lot of times it's not even by our own people. So, and it's not by a lot of other races of people. Like, and I don't mean like Latino people, not them, but I'm talking about like Koreans and Asians, and you know what I'm saying, because now I'm not in that neighborhood no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm out that neighborhood, and I'm in a better area, and now it's the same thing. It's just on a different platform or a different level. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in like the mid area, like the mid class area, almost high area, like high class area. And it's almost like, well, you're black, what are you doing over here? That type of racism. So it's like, where is a black person, as maybe a Latino, where do we go to get away from it? Because you got to think about it. The whites own everything. Okay, not everything, but they damn near do own everything. Okay, they own all the top corporations. You look at all these successful businesses, they all nearly probably 90% probably is white owned. So it's like, you really look at it, if you leave one job and you go to another job, chances are you're gonna be dealing with the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you may think like, oh, I changed the situation because I went to another job. This place is not as racist, but it's just you haven't met the racist people at that new job yet. That's all it is. And I figured this out, because I went from job to job thinking that, oh, this place is gonna be different. Oh, this place is gonna be different. No, it's not. And now that I'm older and I'm 39 years old, I'm able to see that it's pretty much all the same. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you just have to get over it. You have to be, you have to have confidence, and you have to know who you are, know what you stand for, and don't let these people bother you, because not all of them are racist, but there's always going to be at least one, you know what I'm saying, like one or two or a few of them that's going to be racist. And they are, it's just what it is. They're going to give you a hard time, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, and you have to be confident in yourself and just realize like, hey, I know I'm better and I know I'm bigger. They can think that I'm like the rest, but I'm not. And even though they can tell you different, but they still not willing to accept you because you still black, or you could be Latino or whatever. You're not their race, basically. Whatever the race, you can apply this to any race. Whatever race of people they are, they only looking at like, okay, he's not one of us. And I think it's sad, because I don't have a racist bone in my heart. You know what I'm saying? I treat everybody the same. I'm very consistent at everything that I do. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't treat me fair, I still treat people fair. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I feel like that's how it's supposed to be. But we live in the real world, and everybody has a right to be who they want to be. And that's what you gotta understand, is just like, okay, you just gotta pay attention to details, pay attention how they treat their own kind, and then pay attention how they treat you. And you can tell who are the racists and who are not. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I do on my job, and I see it all day, every day with my job. I see how the other races treat me, versus the respect and how they treat their own kind. Like how they treat me, they'll talk over me, they'll do all kind of things over me. But what their own people, oh no, it's respect. It's you know, they don't talk over each other. It's insane. Once you know what to look for, you'll know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to give you guys a little game and give y'all my perspective on racism and just a little bit of what I had to deal with these cop situations and all this racial madness that's going on right now. And you just got to keep a cool head, man. Like, racism is never going to go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? The media is going to keep pushing like, oh, this needs to change, that needs to change. Black lives matter this, Black lives matter that. If Black lives really mattered, we wouldn't even have to say that Black lives matter. And that's just being real. Like, you know, as far as we came, if you know history, you know about your history, you know what I'm saying? Like I do, okay? You know we should not be dealing with this in 2020. If Black lives really matter, it would have, all the black leaders and all the stuff that we have lost over the years would have never happened if Black lives really mattered. And that's just being honest about it. Like, in this world, Black lives don't matter. And that's just the facts. If you look at the history, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. Black history, and that's just the way it is. Whether you want to accept it or not, Black lives don't matter. That's why they kill us, because to them, we don't matter. You know, that's how come they're able to do the things that they do, and how they're able to, like in my case, guy's just gonna break my wrist. You know what I'm saying? The cop was just gonna break my wrist for just for the, you know, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, for the fun of it. And it's like, dude, you know what I'm saying? Like what's wrong with you, bro? Like, what's really going on with you? Like, it gotta be your hatred for black people. Like, would you do your own? We don't see no white people getting treated like this. Well, now we are. We're starting to see it now. A little bit of it now. But that's because I believe that those white cops are pissed at these white people for backing us up. I really believe that. I don't think it's just because, you know, okay, it just so happened like, oh, okay, it's happening to white people and it's happening to black people, it's happening to Latino. I think they're just really pissed at these white people that are backing us up. And so they like, well, screw y'all too. You guys gonna defend these, you know, you gonna defend these people? Hey, we'll hurt you guys too behind it, because you ain't one of us. So, but anyway, that's my take on it. And I don't know, I really don't pay attention to these type of things. And I lived it, so it's like, don't matter. Chances are, you know, if your parents lived it, you know what I'm saying, if they black, Latino, you know what I'm saying, like, y'all parents dealt with it, you know, somehow, some way, somebody you care dealt with it, you know. And the truth of the matter is, this is why I always bring God into the mix, because that's what it all comes down to. Is, you know, it's just all based off of what you believe in. But I believe in God, and I know why it's happening. Maybe I'll talk in another video on why it's happening. I know why it's happening, but everybody don't believe what I believe, you know. So, but anyway, I'm kind of jumping on from basically one topic to another. But, you know, as far as these cops, man, you gotta, if you're black or Latino, do everything you can to take away a reason for them to do anything to you. That's what it was about for me. It was about survival for me. So, you know, just like my Latino friend who became a cop, you know what I'm saying? He told me to change my attire, which is my clothes. Change my clothes. I did. And it made a huge difference. I haven't even really got a ticket ever since. You know what I'm saying? But I still get looks from the cops from time to time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know. But I'm going to get that because I'm black. You know what I'm saying? And I do kind of look young. So, but, you know, you got to take advantage of whatever resource you can, you know, to to try to survive in this world, so you can go home and you can see your family that day. Because black people, we are up against a lot. We always have been, probably always will, you know. So but anyway, I hope you guys learned something in this this video. I hope I was able to touch on some points that may help you. And if you're a person that's not black or Latino, you know what I'm saying, and you just trying to get a better understanding of like blacks and what we went through and everything like that, it's just, you know, I mean, you should understand. You shouldn't have to look at what's going on today. Just look at the history. The history will tell you the whole story. You know what I'm saying? Like black people, we've had it pretty rough. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of and Latinos too, and so many other cultures too. It's not just us. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people have had it rough in this world, but not white people. You know what I'm saying? Like if you look at the history, not really kind of white people. They kind of, you know, they kind of had the upper hand. You know, and I'm not gonna say all white people, but you know, for the majority, you know, they kind of just live. They live in their nice houses. They live in their nice town. They kind of to themselves. They do their thing. They don't really go through that much. They don't have no reason to go through that much. You know, when all the power is stacked up in, you know, to back them. But anyway, that's all I got to talk about. I'll see y'all in the next video. Not sure what the next topic is gonna be. I'm probably gonna start jumping into some music related topics because my channel is supposed to be about music. So I'm gonna start talking about something with music. But God bless you. I hope you learned something from this video. And if you have any comments or if you have any suggestions, whatever you want to talk about, or you know, a point you want to make, you feel like I'm wrong, whatever, just put in, you know, say what you got to say. I welcome all. Bye-bye.